Hello students, today again I am here to continue the rest part of the story. As we saw how this dog was brought to the veterinary hospital as he was unable to walk, too much weight, extra fat, even panting, taking heavy breath, became very sick. Still, Miss Pumphrey providing him extra nutrition, extra food to make him more energetic. And finally, when he became very ill, sick, unable to walk, this doctor bring this pet dog to his hospital at his residence and started his treatment. Where he left this dog free among all the dogs, those were already living in that dispensary. The Tricky, after 1 or 2 days, started following them, started backing them, and whatever the food was given, he struggled hard to get his share among all the dogs, whatever those were present, and this way, day by day. So let us see the rest of the activities which Pumphrey did. She even sent a lot of food material, costly wine for her dog, eggs, etc., for him to feed. Here see. Later the day I was present at the feeding time. Doctor was there, watched while the Tristan slopped the food into the bowl. He saw Tristan, the person who was there, who served food in the bowl for all the dogs, those were present there. Tricky was also there. There was the usual headlong rush followed by the sound by high-speed eating. Every dog knew that if he fell behind the other, he was liable to have some more competition for the last part of the meal. So they all were knowing how much they have to get, how to struggle, as while making too much noise, eating noise, they started their competition to get as much as one could get from the bowl, and Tricky was also struggling hard to get. When they had finished, Tricky took a walk round the shining bowl, licking casually inside come 1 or 2 of them. Next day an extra bowl was put out for him, and I was pleased to see him jostling his way towards it. When doctor saw he was unable to get his share, then he put another bowl for him, extra bowl, and he struggled to walk up to the bowl, as he was very fat one. From then on, his progress was rapid. He had no medical treatment any kind, but all the day he ran about with the dog, joining in their friendly scrimmages, and discovered the joy of being bowed over trampled on that squashed every few minutes. He became an accepted member of the gang, an unlikely, silky little object among the saggy crew, fighting like a tiger for his share as mealtime and hurting rats in an old a house at night. He had never had such a time on his life. As he got freedom, all the day he ran behind the other dogs, just fighting, running, jumping, moving here and there. And this type of freedom, first time he got in this dispensary where he was taken to treat to give him treatment. So no treatment, no medicine, nothing special thing was given to him. Only he left among the dogs and he started running, playing. Even sometimes night time he used to go to the hens just where this hen house and try to catch rats. He had this way that all the while Mrs. Pumphrey hovered anxiously, hovered here, moved anxiously, means thou no see that very disappointed as about the condition of her dog. She hovered, moved here and there, and background ringing dozen of time today for the latest bulletin, latest news she used to get. Many times she rang up to doctor, tried to know the latest bulletin improvement about her dog. I dodged the questions about whether his cousins were being torn regularly or his correct coat born according to the weather. But I was able to tell her that the little fellow was out of danger and convalescing rapidly. That lady was disturbed. She used to call always, trying to know the latest news. She used to ask whether Tricky had worn proper cloth according to the time. Morning cloth, evening cloth, afternoon cloth, breakfast bowl, dinner bowl, lunch bowl. So many things he used to ask whether he was given such and such things or not. He had worn such and such clothes or not. So many times he used to make call to doctor and try to get the latest news. See that. Then, but I was able to tell her that the little fellow was out of danger and convalescing rapidly, recovering rapidly. Doctor told, your dog is now out of danger and he is recovering very fast. So you need not to worry. The word convalescing seems to be something to Mr. Pumphrey. He started to bring round fresh egg, 2 dozen at a time, to build up tricky strength. For a happy period, my partners and I had 2 eggs for his breakfast, but when the bottle of wine began to arrive, the real possibilities to the situation began to dawn on the household. When she heard about the convalescing recovery, then she realized she should have to send some more material. She used to send 2 dozen eggs every day. and it was very conducive situation for the writer to enjoy these eggs because he didn't give any egg to this dog. He used to enjoy with along with his partner a nice breakfast, and he became very happy when she started sending the costly wine or just a sea brandy for her dog, see their dog, and this way that situation was very good for this writer as he started enjoying such type of the items. Okay, and see that bottles arrive and a real possibility of situation begin to dawn on the household. That is new situation started. They realizing some good time was there for him for them as they enjoying costly wine and lot of eggs even in their breakfast. It was a enriched Tricky's blood. Lunch became ceremonial occasion with the 2 glasses of wine before the several during the meal. Correct. See that he started having this drinking wine, brandy, and even the enjoying the breakfast. And she told, she sent this all the material to enhance, enrich the blood of the Tricky, but writer didn't give anything to Tricky. Whatever the material she sent, costly material, writer started enjoying his self as having the brandy during the lunch time and even during the dinner time, and a lot of eggs in their breakfast. Okay, they were days to deep content, starting with the extra eggs in the morning, improved the sustained by this midday wine, and finishing luxurious round the fire with this brandy, sitting around the fire that they enjoyed the brandy even in this cold time. It was the temptation to keep Tricky on the permanent guest. He started thinking it will be better to keep this Tricky for a long time here, as when that Tricky will remain here, definitely Mrs. Pumphrey will send this way many things as she was sending, and for the long time this doctor writer will enjoy this type of treatment. See that keep that temptation, that willingness started to keep this Tricky as a permanent guest. I knew Mrs. Pumphrey was suffering, and after the fortnight felt compelled to phone and tell her that the little dog had recovered and was awaiting collection. Finally, she was puzzled, she was very disappointed, and finally doctor one day made a call to her and told, your dog is now fit, you are that, and he is waiting for your arrival to take him back. So this way he made this call. See, within the minute about the 30 feet, a gleaming black metal drew, gleaming black metal. This is the car which she owned. Within a few minutes, this car came in the campus, and that drew up outside the surgery. Chauffeurs opened the door and could just make out of the figure Mr. Pumphrey, almost lost in the interior. Her hands were lightly clasped in front of her. Her lips trembled. Oh, Mr. Harriet, do tell me the truth. Is he really better? And this way she made inquiry. So student, this much enough for today. For the rest of next time I will come again. Thank you.